Hey, you got your first Red Aspen order in? Now what are you supposed to do? I'm going to walk you through how to look at everything, see what you have, and how to get set up for your very first application. So I'm going to go ahead and move my camera so you can see what I'm doing with my hands, and we'll go from there. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. For those of you that do not know me, my name's Abby Garrison. Hi, but I am with Red Aspen, and I am super excited to be showing you about some of the items that you are going to be getting in your Red Aspen package. So when your package arrives, you're going to be getting obviously a packing slip, and you're going to be getting a little kiss card that just says hey from the company, which is pretty awesome. But the dashes come in a box like this. So there's several different types and styles. We have everything from short square to medium round. There's also medium square. We also have long coffin, which I have one of those right here. So long coffin is another one of our more popular shapes. So we definitely have a lot of options for you to choose from, both in style and size, as well as shape. So lots of different things to choose from. They also come in different sizes. So you're going to want to pay attention to the description on each dash to see what size you're looking for. You'll start figuring out what you like, what you don't like, and just like with anything else, there is a little bit of a learning curve. So your first time that you try these out, application may not go 100% the way that you want them to, which is why this video is here. I want to give you some tips and pointers to get a really good application. Okay, so first off, what comes in the box? Let's go ahead and open this up. And I have already opened this one up to use it because I did do one hand already, just to show you a finished product of what we're going for. And yes, I did do a mixed mani because those are so super fun. But what comes in each box? So you're gonna get a reflective sheet. Just kind of helps keep everything together. You're going to get a small nail glue. Our brush-on nail glue is absolutely amazing. At the time of this recording, it is out of stock, but this is great. I like to keep one of these in my purse just for ease of application. If I have one pop off, or if I want to do a mani on the go, I keep one of these in my purse. It's really helpful. Then we're going to go ahead and take off the top. Nice protective, so that way the dashes don't get damaged, which is awesome. Comes with a two-sided buffer. We've got one that's going to be more for kind of slightly roughing up your nail, just a teensy little bit. We don't want to damage nails. And then one for shaping the dashes and your nails. Really cool tip about these dashes, they can be cut down, trimmed down, reshaped, a whole bunch of other things. So that way if you get it in and say you get a medium round like this one, but you really want a short square size, you can take the nail file and actually file these down to a short square length and shape. So that way you have a little bit more flexibility with these dashes, which is absolutely amazing. So you do get a nail file. You also get a cuticle stick or an orange stick. So same thing. So one of these comes in each one of the boxes. That way you can push back your cuticle, clean underneath your nail a little bit, all of that fun stuff. Some other things that you are going to need are alcohol prep pads. I get these just at the pharmacy. You can get a whole big box for like $2 or $3. You get 100 sheets, 100 pads for just a few dollars. I end up using 2 pads per application. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my application process now and what that looks like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into application. Very first thing that you're gonna do is wash your hands. So I went and did that, so hands are washed and we're ready to go. Next thing I'm gonna do is take an alcohol prep pad and I'm just going to clean off all of my nails. I like using an alcohol prep pad because as it evaporates, the nails get really dry, more so than vinegar. I know some people who prefer vinegar, they don't get as dry as they do with an alcohol prep pad. So this is definitely what I prefer to do. So you can see like they're shiny right now. As they dry, they're actually gonna get what is gonna look like a slight white film on them. So that's what they're going to do. And then I have a special cuticle tool. They have these at the dollar store. You don't need to do anything fancy. But I like this because it's a little bit more structured than just the orange stick. But I do use these very frequently and there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to push back my cuticles. And again, as you probably saw, I'm a nail biter. So I love that these are nail biting friendly. They are thicker, but they're not heavy. So I can't bite them easily, which is great. I can't mess with them easily, which is great. But they're not heavy, so they're not actually messing with my fingers at all, which is wonderful. Okay. So cuticles are pushed back. Nails are fairly clean. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my nail file that comes in, and I'm going to use the pink side to very, very lightly buff my nails. All I'm doing is creating a little bit of friction on here for the nail dashes to adhere to. I am not trying to buff down to the next layer of nail. I want to keep my nails as healthy and intact, the integrity as intact as possible throughout this process, okay? Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick out my nail dash sizes, and then I'm going to clean it with alcohol one more time, and then I'm going to go in and do the application. So I already did one hand, so I know what pattern I'm going for with these. I am using Alicia's Black Clutch, which is a medium round, and Jones by the Wisteria, which is also a medium round for this application. And you can see the length there on the camera for what this is, okay? So this is what we're going for, final look. So I'm going to go ahead and match up. If you want to dump these out in order to find your sizing, you definitely can, whatever works best for you. But my pro tip for you with this is, what I like to say, measure twice, cut once. So I have a background working in Home Depot and doing a lot of renovation type things. I was a kitchen designer for many years. So I definitely, it's very, very important to be super aware of what you're doing before you glue on anything. So double check your sizing, make sure you're good to go before you actually put the glue on, okay? So I'm gonna just double check my sizing here, make sure I'm good to go. You want the dash to be just a teensy bit smaller than your nail. If you size it up and it looks good to go, best bet and pro tip for you is to get one size down and double check. See if that one is a little bit better or if it is good to go. Since I did just do the application on the other hand, I'm pretty set with what I know I need to do. So this is going a little faster. Whenever the first hand that I do, and normally I will do these back to back, but because I was doing a couple different recordings today, that's why we're doing them one at a time like this. It's definitely harder to get these out of the container once nails are actually on. So it is best to get both of these set at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and I have my nails laid out that I'm going to use. I'm now going to put the rest of them away. I don't want things to get mixed up. I don't want things to get in my way. So I just find it's a whole lot easier if I just put this away as I go. I'm just going to take a second and do that. Now, while I'm putting this away, I want to chat with you for just a quick moment. There is a learning curve with these. So my first set that I put on lasted for 5 days. My next set I put on lasted for 7. My set after that has been 10 days, and I usually get 10 days of application now per set that I do. So this does take some practice. The prep time should take you longer than the actual application. So that would be kind of my rule of thumb. If you are getting your nails ready and you take 2 minutes for prep and 10 minutes for application, they're not going to stay on as well because you didn't take the time to do the full prep. So I've got those set. I'm going to go ahead and go in with another alcohol prep pad and just really make sure my nails are clean. I'm going to get off any of those extra pieces of dirt from my nails. Again, I'm going to be using the tube of glue that comes in the nail boxes. We do have the brush on nail glue. Again, at this point in time, it is out of stock. It should be coming back pretty soon, but just a heads up there. So for application, here are my tips for a really good application. And again, let me move that so you can see the nail set up there. So what I do is I take just a dot of the glue and I put it on my nail first. And then I take my nail dash, and this is why these are set aside and the others are away. Because especially hand two, they tend to get a little messy. And I'm going to put just a dot of glue on the back of the dash, okay? You can't really see it, but then I'm going to wait just a few seconds, okay? The reason for this is the glue will start to get a little tacky, and it will actually adhere better to my nail once it's dried for a second, just for eyelash glue. I'm then going to go in at a slight 45-degree angle to make sure that I get all the way under that cuticle there. And then I'm going to push this down and hold it for roughly 30 seconds. Okay? I'm going to go back and forth just a little bit with my fingers. Just make sure I get a really, really tight seal there. Push out any of the air bubbles that may be there. Okay? Now we're on. Okay? Again, these are really, really lightweight, which is great. I love how easy these are to put on. These are very different from a pop-on nail that you would get at the drugstore or Walmart or something like that. These do, well, that's fun. Boop. So I'm going to double check sizing there because that definitely, there were two stuck together and I've never seen that before. So, troubleshooting. The way that these are, there's actually a little bit of it thins up just a little bit at the cuticle. So that way it's an easier application. And they hold up a lot better because of that. Make sure I get that in the right way. Okay. Again, I'm just going to hold it down. Go back and forth a little bit, make sure I get all the air bubbles out. And I'm exaggerating my movements a little bit so you can actually see on camera what I'm doing. Okay. And again, my cuticles are a little bit of a mess. I have been doing some home renovation projects in the meantime in the last couple of days. I generally will put my, when I take my dashes off, I usually keep them on for about 10 days. And then when I take them off, I let my nails breathe for a couple of days. Just so that way they can get some sunshine and don't start turning yellow. I'm sure you've seen that before where if you keep your nails painted for too long, when you take it off, your nails haven't actually gotten any sunshine, and so they end up turning yellow or they're not as healthy. So it's important to let your nails breathe in between sets, even if it's just for a day. Or if you go back to back with sets, I would then wait another day or two before putting your next one on. And the last ones you want to put on are your thumbs. It's just ease of use if you do it that way. How gorgeous are these? These ones are so fun. I love the shimmer finish on these. Nice thing too, so I am a very messy application person. I have glue all over my fingers right now. You can't see them, but I have glue everywhere. Nice thing about this is after I wash my hands 2 or 3 times, glue's gonna be all gone off of my hands. Our glue is only 2 ingredients, so it doesn't have a bunch of the extra stuff, and our glue is designed to start releasing its bond naturally after several days. So what does that mean? That means that when it's time for removal, you just have to soak this in soapy water. You don't have to soak these in acetone. You don't have to soak these in anything yucky, but you're able to soak these in just soapy water. I like Dawn dish soap is what I usually use, and they remove very, very easily. That also means that if you've been wearing these for 4 or 5 days, 6 or 7 days, whatever it may be, and you hit your nail just right on something, the dash will pop off rather than breaking your nail, which helps with overall nail health in the long run. So dashes are on. Now final step is going to be me taking a nail file and I'm just going to clean up the edges just a little bit. Some of these do have a little bit of a pointy piece of plastic on the end. So I just do this just to make sure I get that piece off, and we are good to go. Best time for application is going to be at nighttime. So like right now I'm applying during the day so I can get better lighting for this video. But best application time is going to be at night. So that way you can go to sleep and rest. And then that way have a good time for it to fully settle and fully set in your hands before you're messing with things. Again, nice thing with these is even after several days, when you're in the shower washing your hair is not going to get underneath these as long as you have that really, really good seal. So I want to show you these again. Full application. All done. If you have any questions or need help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at Abby Nicole Garrison. Feel free to shoot me a message. You can find my Facebook group is Pampered and Polished with Abby. I'm going to link everything in the video description so that way you have it. But for those of you that are my VIPs that are getting this, I want to thank you again for your purchase and for supporting my business. And I hope that you have enjoyed the time to be intentional and purposeful with just some self-care time and some me time. And I love that I get to have just a piece of that with you. So have a great rest of your day. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. I can't wait to see your manis and how much you love your Red Aspen nail dashes.